Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 70. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. All right, so we start the episode off with Chelsea and Naomi. They're at the coffee shop, which actually is a mall. I'm not sure if we've known that was a mall, but yeah, it's a mall, girl. So it's actually the cafeteria, not the cafeteria. What they call that in a mall? I ain't been to the mall in so long. What is it? The food court. So they're at the food court. So it's not a coffee shop. It's a food court. That's what we're gonna start calling it from now on. Hopefully, I'll remember. But they're at the food court, um, and they're talking about how Danny's been busy, oh no, they haven't heard from Danny because I guess they had texted her, and so they're waiting on her to reply, and they haven't heard from her. Naomi's phone is about to die, so they're talking about, oh, she's probably busy with Andre. They talk about Anita and the BRCA gene, and Chelsea's just like, glad that neither one of us have it, and Naomi acting all guilty, of course. So they Naomi is about to go meet Bill for to go over Madison's case, and Chelsea says, I'm gonna just go look for mom. I'm gonna, just go meet up with mom or whatever. So they go their separate ways. Chelsea gets a text from Danny. So we see Danny and Nicole. They're both fussing over Anita, and they're just happy that their mom doesn't, the tumor shrunk or whatever. So they're fussing over her. Danny brings in a like a drink for them, and they talk about the drinks, and naming drinks after themselves or whatever. So they give each other their little cute little drink names or whatever. So Martin comes in, and he was coming in to just check on Anita, and then they tell him the good news or whatever. So he's happy about it. Yeah, he's happy about it. And sorry, I spaced. He's happy about the news. Danny was saying, okay, I'm gonna go call Andre and tell him about the news, and I'm gonna tell the girls. Um, Vernon is telling Anita, go tell Tracy. Why don't you call Tracy, and tell her the good news? And Anita was just like that. She was just like, I spoke with Sharon earlier, remember? And he was just like, yeah. And so Danny's looking like, is everything all right? Or whatever. So so we see sorry, because I'm all over the place, because this episode I like this episode. This was I really, really liked it. It was a favorite of mine. It was all over the place because everybody was everywhere, of course. And when everybody is everywhere, you got to, so we see Ted. He runs into Eva at the country club. He's supposed to be meeting Andre or whatever. Eva thinks that Ted thinks that Eva's meeting Isaiah. So he was just like, I don't want to crimp your style. And she's just like, no, I'm about to meet Mama. Do you want to join? Why did you even ask him if he wanted to join? She didn't already piss me off. So he was just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that. So he calls Andre, tells Andre, let's meet at the food court. That just sounds terrible. Let's meet at the coffee shop instead. Let's meet at the coffee shop instead. So he talks with Eva. They talk about Shanice, and she's asking, how are things going? He told her that he told Shanice that he wants to take things slow. She starts talking about, Shanice is probably feeling away because she sees how perfect Nicole is, and she feels like she probably can't measure up to the beautiful, perfect Nicole or whatever. And he was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. So he leaves, and yeah, he leaves. We see child, when I tell you this episode, I'm like all over the place just even thinking about this. We see what's her name? Haley. She is at the office waiting on Bill. She's looking at the text message that she had got from Lynette telling her that, she needs a down payment or whatever. Bill comes in, she apologizes, and she's just like, I feel like you were right, and maybe Lynette has been using me, and da 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 da. He, um, she wants to take him to lunch. He says no because he's supposed to be doing lunch with Naomi to go over the case. Naomi comes over. Not Lynette, Haley apologizes, but not really. And she says, I should be talking to Tomas. Bill feels bad for her, so he invites her to go with them so that they can go on their, do the lunch thingy or whatever. So they go to the country club. We see them. They are having lunch, and we also see Eva. Sorry, they go to the country club. At the country club, we see Kat and Tomas. They're talking about how they beat a couple in a game. I can't remember what the game was. They start talking about him trying to figure out the information on Lynette. She figures out what it is that she figures out what the case is that he's working on now. He doesn't say anything, but it's pretty much, he gives it away like, yeah, that's what I'm doing, but I can't say it because I'm not trying to get in trouble or whatever. So she thinks that he says, there's, he wants to toast to something, and he toasts, and it's not a toast that she would expect because today is her birthday. So they are, I guess they're about to eat, but then they see Eva and Leslie, so they decide to leave or whatever. So as they're leaving, Kat just walks by them. Tomas stops and speaks, which, what for? Whatever. Leslie makes a dig, and Eva's just like, no, mama, stop. Let's not do that. That's what we can give to her for her birthday. And Leslie is just like, oh yeah, I forgot that y'all were mere weeks apart. Girl, no, you didn't forget. Girl, shut up. You knew. You've been stalking them this whole time, so you knew that they were weeks apart or whatever. So they're sitting down eating, and we see what's some people, Nicole, Haley, and Bill, not Nicole, Naomi, Haley, and Bill are in the back, and they're talking. Naomi and Bill are talking about the case, and Haley's just sitting there bored or whatever. So Leslie, with Leslie and Eva, Eva is showing Leslie the gift that Isaiah gave her. Leslie is just like, okay, she don't like it because she's just like, he needs to do more. Now she's no longer on the Isaiah bandwagon because of his mama. And Eva's just like, girl, you aren't on the bandwagon because of that, but you were acting a plumb fool when initially. So he shouldn't be on a bandwagon with you because of what you used to do. And his mama isn't even, she ain't say all of this, but his mama ain't even comparable to what you were doing. But she ain't seeing it for them or whatever. So Danny had called Chelsea, told her the news. Chelsea came to the house. She asked Chelsea, have you talked to your sister? She tells her, her phone died, call dad because they're together. So Danny calls Bill. And Bill gives the phone to Naomi. Danny tells her the good news. Everybody hears it. I don't know how, but Leslie and Eva are paying too much attention to them at that table. So they hear all the news, they know about it or whatever. So Naomi gives the phone back to Bill, and Bill is talking to Danny, and he's just like, he asked her, how are you doing? And she's just like, I feel so much better, like a weight's been lifted off my shoulder. And he was just like, oh baby, it's gonna be okay. And then they get off the phone, and it's just like, Haley was just like, Naomi was just like, and then Eva and Leslie were just like, you heard that? Basically, because they just nosy. So Bill ain't thinking he don't have no thought whatsoever about what happened. He's just like, he ain't paying attention. So Eva leaves Leslie because she's just like, girl, you doing too much at this moment, so I'm about to go. So Haley and Bill is about to go back to the office. Haley is she's gonna stay because she has to do a Pilates class or whatever. So he's just like, buttering him, but not even buttering her up. He's just like, she's saying something, and then he corrects her, like, girl, that's not what the word is French and it's pronounced like this. And he's not like clocking that this girl is kind of pissed. So he gives her a kiss and leaves, and she's pissed. She walks off and she does whatever. So again, we see, and I don't have a picture for this, so sorry guys, but we see Martin and Nicole, they're talking, um and talking with Anita also, I think. And Anita, Martin has to go get something, and Nicole tells him to tell Kat the good news since he's about to go see her. And I was just like, ma'am, that is your daughter. I don't care if your son was going to see her. Call that girl on the phone to tell her the good news. Like, so irritating. So we see a scene of Danny talking to Vernon, and she's just basically making sure he's okay because he had forgot who Anita was talking to the day before. So she's kind of worried, but he's just like, I'm okay. It was just like a slip of the tongue. I'm gonna be good. So she was just like, all right, but if you're not gonna be good, please let us know. Like, we can't have too many scares. Come on. So we go to we're at Uptown. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I don't have a picture for that. Let me see. Let me see if I can find me a picture for y'all. Cause I sorry. That is so, I can't believe they don't have no picture of it. How did I not get a picture of it? Ah, see, I didn't go that far. Terrible me. Sorry, y'all. Thank y'all for indulging me in my forgetfulness. So, and again, I do apologize, y'all, but again, thank you for getting me in my forgetfulness. Um, let's see. All right, so let's see. Let me do this right. I'm actually just probably gonna cut all this out. um, or some of it, but let me let y'all just see the inner workings of my mind sometimes. Because I sure did forget a lot, and I didn't realize that I had forgot a lot. Because again, like I said, this episode was all over the place, but I did enjoy this episode. All right. All right. So sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so we see Danny. She calls Andre, and she tells him the good news, and he's with Ted because Ted had called him again and told him, let's go to the coffee shop or whatever. So while they're there, they find out the good news about Anita. Andre is asking him, how things with him and Shanice. He tells him, it's going, but he messed up a good thing, X, Y, and Z, whatever. But Andre is just like, yeah, you messed up the good thing, so now you just got to move on because she's moved on, and basically let that go. So we see Anita. She's talking to no, was she talking to? No, was she talking to her? Was she? I don't know. She wasn't. I'm sorry. She wasn't talking to um she wasn't talking to what's it called? Anita. She was having a flashback of last year when she was talking to Anita. So we see Nicole, and she's at Danny's house, and she's having a flashback to when she had got she had got flowers from Ted because this is his tradition. He like gives her flowers for Kat, because it's Kat's birthday and he loves her so much. And just, thank you for giving me my baby or whatever. So she's there. Ted and Andre come over and she tells Andre, Danny's upstairs or whatever. And then Ted comes and he brings her flowers and he was just like, even though we're not together, I'm still going to give you, tradition still holds. So he gives her the flowers, whatever. We see Andre, he goes upstairs to check on Danny and she's crying and he's just like, is everything okay? She's just like, these are tears of joy. I'm happy that my mom got through this and they're good. So we see what's it called? Kat and Tomas, they're at sorry. We see Kat and Tomas, they're at Uptown and she's just like, he was just like, I already placed the order. And she was just like, what do you mean? And then her family, and that's when we see Chelsea, Martin, and Naomi come in with the cake and they're just like, happy birthday. And she's just like, oh my God, I thought you forgot. So she's all, happy. And she's just like, initially I didn't want to like, focus on Cat Day because, of everything that Gran is going through. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. Tomas gets up to go and order drinks and Eva walks in. Kat is pissed because she's just like, why are you here? Did you invite her? He was just like, nah. She was just like, oh, so you just like to drop in on my birthday parties all the time. One time is an accident, two times is coincidence or something like that. Something to that effect. And she's pissed or whatever. And Eva's just like, I wasn't even thinking about you. Yes, you were, but whatever. You weren't thinking about her to come into this, in this moment, but you always got that girl on your mind or whatever. But she was just like, you want to see my text? And Kat was just like, I don't care. And she was just like, you know what? Fine, whatever. So she turns to leave and then she turns back and she was just like, I thought that you would be better since you got good news about your grand. And she was just like, what are you talking? Kat was just like, what are you talking about? And these little fair weather cousins and family members go look like, oh, dang. So Martin was just like, that's the other good news. Grand's tumor shrunk. That was the second surprise that we were going to give you. And I was just like, that's not, no, sir. That should have been something that you told her as soon as you saw her. You shouldn't have been, oh, I'm going to let you open gifts and then I'm going to tell you, oh, this is a surprise. What kind of dumbish is that? So Kat is so excited. She's so happy about it. Eva goes to leave. Kat calls her back and she just turns around and rolls her eyes and gets an attitude. And I was just like, girl. So then Kat being, the better person as always, she gonna come and she was just like, I can't be mad at anyone today. I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad at you. No, I can't be mad at anyone today. Not even you. Do you want to stay and have some cake? And Eva was just like, for real? I mean, yeah. Because this whole time you have been wanting this family unit, which I don't fault you for wanting to have family in your life if you've never had family in your life. What I fault you on is the way that you went about trying to get this family in your life. Because the way you went about it doesn't compute to me. Like, it doesn't make sense. The way that you did them, if I was any of these people in the family, I don't care if we got the same blood running through our veins. You disrespected and embarrassed my mama. I'm not fooling with you. Just like Eva, you don't fool with nobody who do your mama wrong. That's how these other people, these fair weather people, should be acting towards you. But they got to be the bigger person. They got to be, oh, they got to be this. They got to be that. We can't show that. No. Martin is the only person that I would expect to be like that because he can't do that with him running for Congress or whatever he's running for. He has to be the better person at all this time because that's going to look bad if you're trying to do whatever and be like that. Naomi and Chelsea, nah. Just like y'all don't mess with Haley, and every time Kat sees Haley, she treats her accordingly. You two heifers need to be treating that heifer accordingly. But of course, y'all don't. Y'all always come at Kat for treating her accordingly, even though y'all stay treating Haley accordingly. Kat can't do the same for Eva. She has to be better. She has to X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I'm not for that. I don't like that. But I did like the fact that she was just like, boom, I'm gonna let you be with us for this one night only. I'm gonna let you be with us. Um, so yeah, so I was just like, I liked it because again, I love Kobe Muhammad and I love Amber Michelle. I love when they play off of each other. I would love it if they were to get to a place where they could actually be cool court. I would love it to see more scenes with them. Um, but honestly, I can't lie. I just if Kat were to hold a grudge against her for the next 3 seasons, I would still be okay with it. I'm not even gonna lie to you because Eva has not deserved any of the goodwill that she has gotten. Like, I'm recording episode 70 right now, but we're on episode 78 or 79, so I'm sorry for being late. But on today's episode, Eva had the nerve to say to Ted, because today is the anniversary of their anniversary or whatever, so the anniversary party, and she says, at least we can look back and laugh at it. Who who can look back and laugh at it? I'll When I get to that episode, I'll go in on that because no ma'am. Again, she has not earned any of the goodwill that she's gotten, but everyone keeps giving it to her and it's irritating my soul. But I digress. So she invites her over. They are eating, doing whatever. We see Anita and Vernon, they're at the house. They're still excited. They're on a high from the good news that they got. They see a picture of Kat and everybody there. Well, not everybody, but of the grandkids, and Eva's included, and they're happy about that. Whoop de woo. We see a scene of Haley in the hallway calling Randy like, you ain't hit me you ain't hit me back. What's going on? I need to know what's going on. I need to know where we at with this, with the whole Annette thing. Call me back. Leslie walks up on her and basically tells her, you should have came in with me when I gave you the chance, and good luck on what's about to happen or whatever. So we get back to the party and we see Kat is opening all her gifts, and she's just like, again, I didn't, I'm grateful for everything that I've gotten. I'm grateful for my cousins, my company, my brother, my man. And then um she looks at Eva and she just, she doesn't really say anything. And then we see not Naomi, we see Nicole, Ted, Andre, and Danny come in, and Kat is surprised because because Tomas had told her that her parents were each going to take her separately on dinner because of what's going on. So she was just happy that they were there together and they bring her tiara, and that's how the episode ends. So yeah, this was a cute episode. I love it again because it was Cat Day. um but yeah, again, this was a cute episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.